A very good morning to all the students of class 5. My name is Prerna and I'm your English teacher. And today, from your English book Skyline, we are going to read chapter number 14. Alright, so let us start reading this chapter. Here we go. So, this is chapter number 14, and the title of the chapter is who is the cleverest of them all. So we need to find out that who are the who all are being talked about, to find that who was the cleverest among all. Once upon a time, a tiger was caught in a trap. He tried desperately to get out through the bars and rolled and bit with rage and grief when he failed. By chance, a poor man came by. "Let me out of this cage," cried the tiger. "No, my friend," replied the man mildly. Mildly means politely. "You should probably eat me if I did." "Not at all," swore the tiger with many oaths. "On the contrary, I should be forever grateful and serve you as a slave." So now what has happened? There's a tiger which is caught in a cage, and it is making all the efforts. It is, putting in all the efforts to come out of that cage, and he's into that rage, into that uncontrollable anger, and then he becomes really depressed, also really sad that I'm unable to do so. Suddenly this poor old man was coming, and he saw the tiger caught up in the cage, and the tiger said, "Please let me out of this cage." So this man very politely said, "See, I cannot do that because you are going to eat me up if I let you come out of the cage." So the tiger said, "No, no, no, I'm not going to do that." Tiger made, like we say, "Okay, I swear unto God." So the tiger made a lot of oaths, and the tiger made a lot of promises. He said, "If you let me out of the cage, I'll serve you as your slave." Now, when the tiger sobbed and sighed and wept and swore, the good man's heart softened, and at last he consented to open the door of the cage. Out popped the tiger, and seizing the poor man, cried, "What a fool you are! What is to prevent my eating you now? For after being caged up so long, I'm just terribly hungry." So now this tiger, it came out of the cage because the poor man opened the bolt. So this tiger said, "Wow, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat you now. I'm going to capture you now, and I'm going to eat you." So this man could not really believe his eyes, because the tiger was sobbing. He was continuously crying, "Please let me out, please let me out." So this poor man, his heart melted, and he let the tiger, he agreed to let the tiger come out. But what did the tiger do? It immediately tried to capture the man and say that, "Now I'm going to eat you because now I'm very hungry." In vain, the man pleaded for his life. The man requested, "Please leave me, please." Finally, the tiger agreed to abide by the decision of the first three creatures the man chose to ask about the rightness of tiger's action. So now the tiger said, "Okay, the first three creatures that you are going to meet, you're going to ask them that whether I am right or not in eating you. So if all of them say that the tiger is wrong in eating you, then I will let you go. But if all these creatures, if they agree to the fact that whatever I'm doing is correct, then I will eat you up for sure." So the man first asked a peepal tree what it thought of the matter. But the peepal tree replied coldly, means very rudely, "What have you to complain about? Don't I give shade and shelter to everyone who passes by? And don't they return my kindness by tearing down my branches to feed their cattle?" So now the peepal tree said that, "I am also kind to people. But are they kind to me? No. They pluck my leaves so that they can feed their cattle. Then the man, sad at heart, went further afield till he saw a buffalo turning a well wheel, but he got no better result, for it answered, "You are a fool to expect gratitude. Look at me." So now the buffalo said, you are a fool if you think someone is going to say thank you. If you help them, no one says thank you. So the buffalo says, "Look at me. When I gave milk, the people fed me on cotton seed and oil cake. But now I'm dry. So they tie me here and give me their rubbish for food." So now the buffalo is saying that till the time I was of some use to the people, they used to give me a lot of delicious and healthy food, but now I'm of no use to them, so they've just tied me here and they give me all the waste food. Unable to find a third creature, the man finally asked the road for its opinion. So now the man was not able to find any other creature, so he asked the road, so what did the road say? "My dear sir," said the road, "how foolish you are to expect anything else. Here I am, useful to everybody, yet everyone walks over me, giving me nothing." So all the three creatures, whether it was a people tree, whether it was a buffalo, and finally it was the road. So all three creatures told this old man that it is foolish of you to expect anything from anyone. Don't expect anyone to be nice to you if you are helping them. So now the poor man was very much saddened. Sadly, the poor man turned back towards the tiger, and on the way he met a jackal, who called out, "Why, what's the matter, man? You look as miserable as fish out of the water." So now this jackal said that you look in a very bad condition. What happened? Just the way when you take out a fish out of water, the way it is shivering, the way it trembles, you look like that. The man told him all that had happened. "How very confusing," said the jackal at the end. "Would you mind telling me over again, for everything has got mixed up?" So now the jackal said that I'm very confused. You went to the tiger, or the tiger went to you, or people tree asked you, or the buffalo replied to you. It's very confusing. Tell me the entire story once again. The poor man told it all over again, but the jackal shook his head in a distracted sort of way and still could not understand. So the jackal was saying that I'm still very confused. I'm not able to understand your story. "It's very odd," said he sadly, "but it all seems to go in at one ear and out at the other. I will go to the place where it all happened, and then perhaps I shall be able to judge." So now this jackal said that, I'm listening to you, but it's not getting onto my head. So take me to the place where the entire incident started. So, so they returned to the cage by which the tiger was waiting for the poor man and sharpening his teeth and claws. "You've been away for long," growled the tiger. So in angry tone, the tiger said to the poor man, to the old man, "Where were you all this time? You've been away from such a long time. But now let me begin my dinner." "Give me 5 minutes, my lord," he pleaded, "so that I may explain matters to the jackal here, who is somewhat slow in his wits." So now this poor man said that this jackal is a little, this jackal lacks common sense. So he doesn't understand something at once. So let me explain this jackal as to whatever happened. The tiger consented. That means the tiger agreed. And the tiger said, "Okay, fine, go ahead. I am giving you the permission. I agree to this." And the poor man began the whole story over again. "Oh, my poor brain, oh, my poor brain," cried the jackal, wringing its paws. "Let me see, how did it all begin? You were in the cage and the tiger came walking by?" "Phew," interrupted the tiger. "What a fool you are! I was in the cage." "Of course," cried the jackal, pretending to tremble with fright. So now the jackal was acting that as if it is feeling very scared because of the tiger. Yes, I was in the cage. No, I wasn't, dear. Where are my wits? Where is my common sense? And Jackal is saying, oh my god, I'm still not understanding what these people are saying. Let me see. The tiger was in the poor man and the cage came walking by? No, that's not it either. Well, don't mind me, but begin your dinner, for I shall never understand. Yes, you shall, returned the tiger in a rage at the jackal's stupidity. So now the tiger became angry. That what stupid jackal is this? This jackal is such a fool. It doesn't understand a simple story. I will make you understand. Look here. I am the tiger. Yes, my lord, and that is the poor man. And that is the poor man. Yes, my lord. So the tiger is saying that I am the tiger and that is the poor man. And the jackal is saying, yes, my lord. And that is the cage. Yes, my lord. And I was in the cage. Do you understand? Yes, no, please, my lord. Well, please, my lord. How did you get in? How? Why? In the usual way? Of course. So now the tiger said that you don't know how I got into the cage? Oh dear me, my head is beginning to whirl again. Please don't be angry, my lord. But what is the usual way? At this, the tiger lost patience and jumping into the cage cried, this way. Now do you understand how it was? So now the tiger, it went back into the cage to show the jackal that how it got into the cage. And what is the meaning of the word whirl? Means spinning. Perfectly, grinned the jackal. So now the jackal smiled, gave a wicked smile as he dexterously, that means very skillfully, very cleverly, very sharply, shut the door. And if you will permit me to say so, I think matters will remain as they were. So the jackal said, now I'm sure that you will remain inside the cage like you were some time ago. And that's how the clever wit, that is the clever sense of the jackal, helped the poor man escape from the tiger. So again, an interesting story, right? So who is the cleverest of all? It is the jackal who is the cleverest of all. So you see how sometimes our common sense or how sometimes our quick thinking can help people come out of the trouble. And always remember one thing, just like the people said, the people tree said, or just like the buffalo said, or the roads said, that you should not expect thank you from anyone. So there's a way of looking at this particular aspect. So it's okay if you are not having any expectations from the people, but you as a person should always say thank you. You should always offer gratitude to someone who helps you, because that reflects you as a better human being. Thank you so much.